Hello, guys. Welcome back to another election prediction. This time it's a monthly one of Biden versus Trump. And so far, I would say Biden's approval rating has largely remained stagnant. I mean, it improved like half a point or a percentage point. So maybe a couple states would change from the last prediction. So let's just get right into it. They could, certainly. Um, Biden's approval rating is mainly low because a lot of young people, like you look at the split of polls, have kind of disapproved of him, mainly because those young people are either progressive voters who just feel like he's just not doing enough as president for like left wing initiatives. They feel like he's largely gave up to Joe Manchin in a way. He's not forcing him to do enough. So let's get right into this. Iowa and Ohio are still safe Republican states. I'm still standing by that it's not even going to be competitive, and the Democrats really shouldn't waste that much time in either of these states. I think it's a bit of a lost cause at this point. The same could kind of be said for Texas and Florida. They were once swing states in 2020, but I think Trump's fairly going to lock up these states, especially Florida. He's going to do a bit better with Cubans and Latino voters here because Latino voters are shifting to the right as of right now. State of North Carolina, I also don't think it's going to get that competitive. I think it's going to be largely moving in favor of Trump, while Virginia, Colorado, and New Mexico, traditionally Democratic states, are largely going to stick behind Joe Biden in this election prediction. The state of Arizona, it's going to be a very narrow race, but I still think Trump's going to pull off a victory here, considering Biden's still pretty unpopular in the state of Arizona. In the state of Nevada, I'm really not sure. I think Trump will probably pull out. I'm not with Latinos moving to the right and Biden not even doing that well with Latinos right now. I think Trump will actually end up narrowly flipping the state of Nevada. You know what about Arizona? Biden's approval rating has gotten extremely bad in this state, so I think even Trump would probably win it by a lean Republican margin at this point. But it could go to tilt. But I think Trump will win it by a 1.5% margin, looking at it right now. The state of Maine, I think it's still probably going to be likely Democratic, while Trump crushes it in Maine second, winning it by a likely margin. New Hampshire, probably going to be lean Democratic as of right now. I used to have it as Trump being very close or even flipping the state, but I think Biden will narrowly hold him off, maybe even by a tilt Democratic margin. I think he would narrowly hold them off there. In Nebraska second, I still think Biden's going to hold that. Maine, Biden will still hold that. Wisconsin, I think Trump's probably going to flip that by a lean Republican margin. Same with Pennsylvania, just giving him the election victory. Michigan and Georgia, it's really hard to say where these states are going to land in 2020. Since Biden's approvals, I mean, they did tick up by 0.5%. I guess you could maybe argue he'd narrowly hold Michigan on because that was the most Democratic state out of the Rust Belt of those three here. I think he'll narrowly hold it off against Trump while Trump flips Georgia instead. So that's my election prediction if it was Biden versus Trump as of right now for the month of May. Biden's approval kind of ticked up by a point in favor of him, so that's why I flipped Michigan in this prediction. Let me know what you think of this prediction in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.